Hey everybody, welcome. I'm sorry it took me a moment. I had to get a thing ready. But I'm ready now. How are you all this evening? Hey Coperator, hey Chase. Howdy Top Hat, hey Poncho, welcome. Alright. Oh crap, I have more diorite here. I didn't realize that. Oh man, more andesite too. Okay. Let me... There we go. So how have you all been this morning, this evening, and this afternoon? Hope you all have been doing well. I know I have. I've been trying to sort out some things on Tiny Block. Sorry for not streaming more Tiny Block. Honestly, I meant to. And then Tiny Block devolved into a shit show that I genuinely cannot show. So, like, realistically, I'm so sorry, guys. There's just no... There's nothing of interest on Tiny Block that I can stream in a palatable way. It just is what it is. I'm so sorry. It just got out of hand, and well... we'll just have to pretend Tiny Block doesn't exist. Or does exist, if you care to join. It's a fun server if you get into the shit show. But you wouldn't get into the shit show. That's the problem. Your average person would not care. And, yeah, I get that. So, like, for those of you wondering, Tiny Block is a little short... I think it's only going to last till the end of April. It's only about... It's too one-sided now. There are a lot of people who are the top dogs, so to speak. Yes, it's very one-sided. Except, ironically, we managed to destroy their end base. Yes, they had an end base. And they were camping the end, but they couldn't keep it hunkered down forever. So it ended up being that they lost their source of everything. So now we're just kind of like trying to outlast their armor and tools. And it's really just a war of attrition. So who knows? Maybe it'll go well, maybe it won't. We'll see. Apart from that, though. Okay, I need pearls. I need... Okay, so I got all this. I needed an empty shulker. I know I put a bunch in here somewhere. Damn it, I don't remember. Jack's VTuber avatar. Yes, welcome, Rafe. Hope you enjoy it. Unless you're insulting me, in which case, well. When could you rejoin on Tiny Block, Coperator? Oh, yeah, you had our stuff. Honestly, that plan fell through simply because we figured out that the end portal there was situated, like, at the top of the world. And so that was preventing the mushrooms from growing. So the destroy the end portal plan is never going to work out. I hate to say. I wish it would. I wish it would have worked, but sadly that's how it works. So you can log in at any time. You're likely going to suffocate in either lava or cobblestone. I can't help you there, man. Oh well. It's not safe, no, but I mean, it's not like we had much of anything anyway, so it's whatever. Yeah, that's the problem. Like what Universon said, it's so one-sided. I wish there was some way to, like, even the playing field. But no, everything is very... bleh. Ah, here's where I put those empty boxes. I'm so sorry, Coperator. I got you dragged into this fight that really wasn't yours to fight. I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. So many birthdays today. Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday to all those whose birthdays it is, including your mom. Chase. But no, seriously, happy birthday to everybody. What problem? It's the problem of the power creep on Tiny Block. A bunch of people who I hear are Ox 0x22's friends. They all have really high-powered, you know, god armor and shit. And they basically killed off everybody who's not in their group. So as a result, there isn't an effective means of fighting back. Because of how Mojang has made PvP so one-sided, yes, you can theoretically crystal people or respawn anchor people, but that's if you can get the materials to craft those things, and we do not have those. So, yeah, we're just we're a little bit on the screwed side, as it were. I wish there was a another way, but there isn't. Oh, wow. Oh, I love hearing the little tingling as I walk across the amethyst. That's so cool. But anyway, yeah. What purpose does that little animation of you in the bottom left corner serve? Is it just take up screen space? It's eye candy. You really want to know? It's just eye candy. It's to look cool. It took a lot of effort to make, actually. Unironically, it's a lot more effort than you might think. But it was good. I got to learn some interesting skills. Hopefully I can put those skills to use elsewhere, though you may never, figure out anything or care about any of that, and that's fine. That's your prerogative, Top Hat. I hope it doesn't repulse you. But I have a feeling it repulses you, so... Ah, well. Also, where have you been, Top Hat? I know it's been a hot minute since I last saw you on. Eye candy, yes. So does it react? Yeah, it reacts. I can move, see? I haven't made anything more complicated to it yet. I could, but it takes time, and I have to draw the assets. I have to warp the assets in a special program, and then I have to export the whole project again. It's a sort of snowballing effect. It's time consuming, but it's not that bad. Anyway, can I make the avatar emote? The only things I can really do are move the face right now. I haven't done any other things. Like I can do this. I can sort of blink if the motion capture or the thing will figure out that one eye is closed and one isn't. And I can move the head around, and that's about it for right now. That's all I did. I decided about 60 to 70% of the way through that I was only going to focus on this particular version of the model. Since this is a rough version, I've not really done too much of this before. So I was an amateur. I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know how to do it, etc. This is all learning process. And so eventually I'll do a second version that is far more in-depth, because I can I know where my limits are, and I know how to get there, as it were. I know what to do and how to do it better. That kind of thing. If that makes any sense. Whoops. Okay. Make it hit the gritty. What is that? I can sneeze. Well, I sneeze IRL, so that's not really quite the same. But good try, Poncho. Good try. Okay. Let's craft this into the polished version because I don't like the rough stuff. Oh. Oh. Oh, great. I'll have to quickly take a block cutter to that. School stands for 6 cruel hours of your lives. Oh, I'm sorry, Game Boy. Too bad. You'll just have to muck through it like the rest of us did. Hey, Lazarus. Jack, there was a shooting outside your house? It was all over the local news. Woke up to gunfire and a helicopter overhead. Jesus, dude. What an unfortunate day to have woken up. Did you decide to go back to bed? Because I know I would have. I would have just been like, no, fuck this. This day isn't happening. I refuse. If anybody asked, I'd just be like, yeah, there was a shooting outside my wherever. So I just checked out. I was not participating in that day because life Well, to be fair, you can't really just check out of life, per se. Even though there are times where I'm sure you want to. Can I make my avatar sleep? Like this? Does this do it? Yeah, that did it. Okay. Took a moment for it to catch up. There. I sleep. Oh, wait. I shouldn't have broken that. Jack the Ripper builds. I sleep. Jack the Ripper griefs. I wake. God damn, that's so stupid. I cringed internally just doing that. Ugh. But yeah, as I develop a more interesting model, I'll be able to, like, make stuff happen. I am there, 8 dude. What now? What else do I plan to build outside of Space Valk 3? Well, obviously this place. Come on, Setsuna, pay attention. I plan to make as much awesome shit as I can. Wherever, whenever, where, however, whatever, why-ever. If I want to do it, I will do it. I'm currently building a base on Constantium as well. So if you go onto Constantium and you happen to see me on, you can, you know, shoot me a hello or something. I usually whisper back to people when they message me. I've often been said, or been told rather, that for being a 2B2T'er, I'm shockingly non-toxic. I'm too nice for somebody who came from 2B2T. But I find that a lot of the toxic elements are from people who either don't know how to handle themselves or they're not, like, they're too young to know how to be a properly good person. You know what I mean? There's that childish brattiness a lot of people seem to have. I don't know. What, Gold Moon? I'll reset your computer. Quit Minecraft Network, Super Minecraft lagging your computer. Yeah, Minecraft is really bad for, like, PC resources and stuff of that nature. You just have to get a bunch of mods like Sodium and a bunch of fabric mods to help sort of, like, ease the load of Minecraft on your computer. Because Minecraft just eats up system resources and memory. Minecraft doesn't allow the usage of more than one CPU at a time. It's just awful. Today's a holiday, Game Boy. Well, happy holiday. Does Alpha know how to be a good person? Yes, he is a very good person. He just takes his frustrations and stuff out on people on 2B2T as a sort of release. But Alpha's actually a pretty upstanding guy. Like, he's got he has a lover, a significant other. He's got a family. He's got, you know, Alpha's pretty good. He, oh man, oh yeah, I've been told to not say anything about Alpha. That is, like, he doesn't want his personal life, you know, being put out there. And I can't blame him. But, like, oh, there's something about Alpha that is ironic as hell. I wish I could say what that is, but I can't. I'm so sorry. Oh well. Okay. So let me put on a picture. I forgot. I added this and then I changed all of my scenes in OBS. So now I've got to re-add it. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. This fucker right here. So I intend to make something similar to this, and I want every wall to be sort of, like, different and not really... I don't want them to all look the same. I want every wall on this tower to be unique and different and cool. So what I'm thinking of doing... Let me blow this up a bit so we can zoom in here. Some of the finer detail here. So... roughly right about this middle section. I want to carve out another segment like this. and then I'll have it be... I'll have that be like somewhere on this wall. That's what I'm thinking of doing. You're Jared 2013. I'm really quitting this time. Oh, man. If I had a dime every time I heard that, I would have, I don't know, like $15, $16, I think. Which is a lot of times for somebody to complain or claim to quit, rather. Not complain. Really a sad state of affairs that Jared is really quitting this time for real, guys, I swear. I'm Jared 2013 and I too am quitting. I'm so sorry if you heard that from someone else. What is that, Gold Moon? That was the Citadel from Half-Life 2. Somebody made a 3D model of it. Or extracted the 3D model from the game files, I believe. And exported it as a .webp. I think it's the extension. Ah, shit. And so I took it as a sort of a resource to learn from. I guess I could build the Citadel more one-to-one or something like that. Well, not one-to-one, but you know, I could build the Citadel probably more accurately than this, but I wanted to give it my own touch, my own special something. So until I'm finished with that, I don't really care. Like futuristic? Yeah, it's meant to be futuristic. I'm just making all this up as I go along, so like I'm just sort of making every block work the way I want it to. It's a Citadel from Half-Life 2, not 3. Nice try, Top Hat. Nice try. There hasn't yet been a Half-Life 3. Whether or not we'll get one, I don't know. But as long as you keep memeing, maybe one day there will be a Half-Life 3. And really, I mean, if you keep memeing, yeah, I'll take it. Oh, shit. I want there to be a Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3 would be awesome. I want to finally have this series wrap up. But sadly, I don't think Valve is on board with that, so I don't know. Where's Ani? Yeah, I don't know where Ani is, but he's not here right this moment. Sadly. I haven't seen Ani in... Oh, no, Ani's been here. He's been here. He just wasn't here... I think he was here yesterday. He wasn't here day before or something like that. Real Ani, come home. We miss you. Or wait, how did I have it over there? I wanna make it pop up. What is the most disgusting Minecraft mod in existence? I have no idea. I haven't seen any mods that are like disgusting. Like define disgusting in this instance. Like what is disgusting? What am I to be disgusted about? Like human innards? Leonard Skinnards? I don't know. What is there to be worried about, or disgusted about, or repulsed by? I genuinely don't understand. I mean, there are a lot of mods out there that are obviously very hackneyed and not like put together too well, but you know, those are not necessarily disgusting. I would just not pay attention to them. I mean, so many mods have been created and then have just died because their creators didn't know what to do or how to do it well or something like that. I don't know. I can't tell. I can't help you, Setsuna. I don't know. Oh, crap. I hate it when I misplace blocks because then I've got to retrieve them because those are valuable resources. Never waste your blocks. Just as your mother said never to waste food, you should never waste your blocks in Minecraft. Minecraft resources are as important as, I don't know, the lives of all your friends and family. The Terraria Martians have become the copyrighted public enemy #1. Okay, good. I did not like the Martians yesterday. The Martian invasion was awful. I'm not doing that fucking awful thing again until I'm probably post-Moonlord. Then I'll be able to mow their asses down effortlessly. But, like, I guess if I went for the Vortex Beater and the Phantasm, I'd probably be able to kill them more efficiently. But then there's no point in killing them because I don't need magic weapons. And there's not really, like... There's not really a good gun that the Martians drop that I need at that point. So it's all kind of... You know, it's a big catch-22. I need post-Martian invasion weaponry to kill the Martians. But post-Martian invasion weaponry is... It makes doing the invasion pointless. It reminds me a lot of when I was trying to find a job for the very first time years ago, how you would need... There was this endless sort of vicious loop of, you need job experience to get a job here. But I need to get a job there to get job experience. So it's just sort of like a giant circle of awful. I don't know. Girlfriend mods are disgusting? How is that disgusting? That's just cringe. It's not disgusting. Like, you need to retailor your idea of what disgusting truly is. Like, I'm pretty sure the girlfriend mod is a parody or a joke or something like that. It's not meant to be taken seriously. There are so many things in life that are not that, like, they're not worth worrying over or getting upset about or getting disgusted at. Someone is playing loud music in your apartment floor. Oh. I think you can go to the landlord or whoever and complain. You know, ask them kindly to stop, and if they don't, pretty sure you have a cause or a case or something. They can get a nasty talking to. Like most apartments have some sort of like noise level allotment or things of that nature. What is my job now? I'm still content creator, man. That has not changed. Well, yes, they may be cringe, but there are some girlfriend mods for Minecraft that are disgusting. You're gonna have to link me one, because like I've only ever seen one, maybe two. I don't know what would be bad or quote disgusting. Like, disgust is a visceral thing. It's not on par with like something that upsets you. Like, it's a physiological reaction. So unless you like vomit or something, like I feel like disgust is going too far. You know what I mean? Like, it's just pixels on a screen at the end of the day. And again, I'm pretty sure it's a parody. All right, Game Boy, stop that. Wanted some of the gear you can get for Mage, laser machine gun, but the whole gimmick of the Martians is just we do high damage, deal with it. Yeah, and I'm just like, why even bother? I can just get, if I'm a Mage, I can get the Nebula Arcanum or the, what is the name of that fist? The, magical something, the magical fist thing that you get from the Nebula pillar. Might just be better to do that. I don't know. It's whatever. Time out. Yes, he got timed out. And of course, the mod talked about is the... What is J*** mod? I don't know what that is. You just link it to me on Discord. If it's so bad, don't talk about it here. Just link it to me on Discord. We'll carry the conversation on in private if it's that bad. Cringe Game Boy. Hey, now, he's just a little kid, you know. Like, it's not the end of the world. Kids are going to be cringe no matter what you do. There's no avoiding it. Yeah, he was a bit much. Well, I mean, you know, he'll grow up. He'll change. Don't worry about it. Okay. So, I think that'll... Oh, actually, I'll do one more layer like this. Sort of like that. Yeah, I like that look. And then I'll do that across like this. And then I'll have it... I'll have it cut across and have a sort of an internal plane with like a a staircase system or something encased in glass and the center part here. Something like that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. You know me, I'm the master of improvisation in Minecraft. For some reason, though, my improvisation skills verbally have really kind of degraded. J star star, yeah, I don't know what that means. Sent to the last 4 letters because it's that bad. Okay, well, again, show me on Discord what you mean. If it's really genuinely that bad, I do actually want to know, because that's not something I would expect people to have, well, I don't know that it'd be on CurseForge. That's all I'm going to say about that. Also, Jack, did I enjoy the news? No, I did not enjoy that noise. That was awful. Was that meant to be a cover of Frank Sinatra's My Way? Because that song is fucking awesome. And I kept clicking through it, expecting to hear, you know, something resembling My Way. I wasn't hearing anything even remotely resembling that. And so I'm just like, yeah, I guess they did it their way. And by their way, I mean they blew out my eardrums trying to make sense of their noise, their garbage, their filth. Okay, cool. I like that as a bit of a base segment. Something like this. Oh, and I've also got to take red nether brick and decorate bits somewhere on here. But I don't know where yet. And then I guess I'll also have to do it on this wall too when I get done with it. But I don't know. We'll figure that out. Okay. Now then. Bruh, saying Jenny is not bad? What is Jenny? Pixel art with stained glass. I might. I don't know. I don't really... See, the Citadel doesn't have any stained glass on it, though. That kind of wouldn't fit. I can't really, like, see that. You know what I mean? I can't see it in my head that fits. That works well with the design I'm going for. It just doesn't do it for me, Pancho. I'm sorry, man. I will have to veto the stained glass for the moment. Okay, let me get all of this put down. Okay. Oh, wait. Put this and that. All right, cool. Now I should be all right to carry this wall upward. Wow. Just looking at that, we're at what? 139, and we got to go to 319. That's still 200 plus blocks of space. Why do people bother to create mods like that? Like what? The mod is called the Jenny mod and has sex. Oh. Pfft. Well, I hate to tell you this, but you were born, Setsuna, because somebody had sex. I'm just going to tell you right now, that is life. That is the unfortunate nature of existence. You can only exist because 2 other people came together and made you. That may disgust you, and to be fair, there are people who do actually have that visceral reaction. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense, I won't lie. But at the same time, at some point, you're going to have to come to terms with that. Sorry. But hey, you know, it's all right. You got plenty of time in your life, however many more years you have yet to live. Many, many decades, I'm sure. You'll have plenty of time to come to terms with it. Oh, yeah, fuck it. I'll make it 3 blocks. That should be good. I didn't like the church window design. No, I did not. Because it doesn't fit. It just does not work with this place. It would be cool on another build, but not this one. Sorry, poncho-wearing hamster. Honcho-pamster, if you will. But that is the way that it is, and you'll just have to... I don't want to have to go out and download the damn thing. Ah, fuck it. I'm gonna. Hold on. Let me get the meme version. Hold on. Oh, it's not transparent. Shite. There we go. Found a better version, I think. Well, I say that. Okay. Let me just quickly throw this in my image editor of choice, and I will quickly upload it onto OBS, and then I'll position it in such a way as to make you deal with it. Hold on, give me a sec. Okay, and then just the layers, put that here. Put that. Okay. Almost done. And then I'll export that to here. Perfect. Okay, cool. And then I will image, deal with it. Okay. And now you can deal with it, Poncho. See? See? You can deal with it. Took me all of 2 minutes to get all that cobbled together. But you too can deal with it. Hey Muller, stop using the thing, the lagging emoji or whatever. If you're lagging, that's you. And don't spam that either. That pisses me off. But if you're lagging, I'm terribly sorry. XD cringe? No, you. No, you are the cringe, Top Hat. I'm sorry to tell you that you must deal with it. But you must. You must deal with it. Because if you don't, then I'll keep telling you to deal with it until you do. And then you will be the cringe lord. Lamau. Literally said that twice. Yes, I know. God tier cringe moment, Rafe. Thank you. Thank you, I try. I figure I may as well give a little bit of effort into the cringe. Maybe I should have left like a white outline around these glasses. I can hardly see them in the playback on YouTube. Jack is more like when your parents go to the oldest siblings, left charges. Yeah, exactly. Mom and dad are out of the house. That means you gotta obey my rules, boy. Little brother, little sibling, whoever you are. I am now the controller of your fate. And if you don't obey my rules, you gotta deal with it. And you'll keep dealing with it. Until I'm left, or until I'm out of cards left to deal. The deck runs empty. Yeah. It's lagging for you. No, that ain't me. My connection is gold. For finally a change, my connection is not screwing up. So I'm sorry if your connection is. But it's not me. I promise. Okay. I'm probably going to use this polished diorite. Oh, wait. Ooh. Yeah, it would look better, I think. Methinks. Me do. To put all that in there. Shit. Okay. And then I'll use the polished diorite stair with the regular block here as a means of finishing up the oh yeah, that is the stuff. That'll do. That'll do. Come on. Why are there two of you? Who, Muller? The character got drip. Well, thank you. Who are you referring to, Sam? Oh no, is that impersonation thing going on again? Does someone think they're a funny bastard? They need a bonking? A blanking and unpersoning? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut up another stack of stair. There we go. There we go. I always feel like I'm personally having to lift my heavy ass up there. I can't lift all this drip. Bought a top secret railgun to use on your enemies. Oh, okay. How is that top secret if you're just gonna tell us, Top Hat? I mean, I suppose you could always, you know. We don't know who you are, so you know there's that. Your options are probably still somewhat open, but like, come on, man. There's two old moons, Old Moon and Gold Moon. Oh, is there? I only see Gold Moon. I don't see Old Moon. At this point, everyone is jacked. No, they better not be. But from a top secret seller. Oh, where is this Old Moon of which you speak? Okay, whatever. Need to see a picture of the church windows. Join the Discord. Oh, you can't, Chase. That's right. Well, I'm sorry. The church stained glass windows that Poncho Hamster was referring to. They're all right. They're not great, but they're all right. They're just windows at the end of the day. Ah, crap. Whoops. Forgot I'm not supposed to use that while I'm in this world. Bonk. Oh yeah, that's right. I need arrows. Haha. Killed him for me. I like that. I like it when mobs hurt themselves and each other for me. I take delight in the pain and pleasure caused by my own carelessness. Because I'm a terrible person. Hey, Ta. Yeah, windows. So we're talking about stained glass windows. They want me to put a stained glass window in this wall area here. And I'm like, that would not fit. It just doesn't go well with this. I could do it, but I don't want to do it. So I'm not doing it. And that's all there is to it. So until I feel like doing that, I'm not doing that. I don't see Old Moon. Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. Never seen him as a VTuber? No, yeah, of course not. This is a somewhat new thing still. I figured April 1st was a great time to fake everybody out and then not fake everybody out forever. Then it turns out it's actually real. Like, that actually, funny enough, that brings up this old memory that I had many years ago. Or, this memory of this old thing that happened many years ago. God, what is wrong with me? I'm fucking shit. Put me on the goddamn wall. Now then, I'm getting all frazzled again. So that reminds me of this old incident that happened a while ago. There was a really prominent Minecraft YouTuber. His name was Panda4994. Okay, so 172. So I want to go up like... I think I'm going to go up like 2 more blocks on this other one. Anyway, so Panda4994. He hinted at a really cool farm that... And he showed a video of it on April 1st. I believe that was 2014? Maybe 2015. He showed an Ender Dragon farm. And a lot of people didn't initially believe him that this Ender Dragon farm was real. Thought they were just screwing around or something. And lo and behold, it turned out, even though he debuted the Ender Dragon farm on April 1st, it actually was legit. It was a real, actually working Ender Dragon farm. And I think it's patched now. It's been a long time since I last saw one working. But the idea is that you kill the dragon and you use pistons to push its dying corpse because it floats upward, sort of like a dead fish. Ow. And yeah, it just... You kill it, go into the loaded chunks where it's dying, and then you leave fast enough, and it just sort of keeps dropping XP. Over and over and over, it just keeps dropping XP. And I don't know if this still works or not, but God, it was amazing to see. And so yeah, everybody called April 1st, shenanigans on his Enderman farm, or Ender Dragon farm, and it ended up being legit. And I was among them. I was like, no, this is an April 1st prank. I've seen far too many of such pranks for it to not be, fake. Lo and behold, it was not. So I figured I would take a leaf out of that book. Want an irrelevant third world country so you can do more shit in. Okay. What is the most annoying person on 2B2T? I mean, there are far too many people who qualify for that, Setsuna. I'm sorry. I couldn't even begin to pick one. Okay, I'm going up to 172. Back in the day, there were a lot of people who vied for being as obnoxious and annoying as possible, simply because they were infatuated with the idea of trolling and annoying everybody. Pop Bob was chief among them. So, you Pop Bob enthusiasts will probably be happy to know that. In before C of Pop Bob. In chat. Yeah, let's get some Pop Bobs in the chat. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, the most annoying person I ever met, personally. God, who would qualify? I'm trying to think, like, who the best, most annoying like Uber Slug Kick. Yeah, it would have to be Uber Slug Kick. He was the most annoying dipshit on 2B2T that I met way back in the day. He was absolutely retarded in just about every way you can imagine. I'm 99% certain he was trolling. And that he was in fact not retarded. And that he was just like aware of his aura and his intention. He knew what effect his, I don't know, bit? I assume what he was doing was a bit, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know exactly what he was aiming to achieve, but he was good at annoying the piss out of me. He was one of the people I did not like interacting with because, retarded. He felt like he had brain issues. But I could tell it was not actually real issues. He was just messing with us. The Ender Dragon farm works until 112. Really? I'm shocked. Well, after Mojang overhauled villager trading, there's really no reason to have an Ender Dragon farm. You can get tons of XP on demand from just selling stone. Just a simple a few blocks of stone is it. Like, I can't believe they would allow something so commonplace to be, or sticks, to just be sellable for no anything. Uber Slug Cake, not King. Uber Slug Cake. Fun fact: the phrase dedication, motivation, acceleration is something that he coined, and it became something of a meme pre-2016. So if you go back to some of the earlier Fit videos that everybody like fawned over, 2017, 2018 Fit, some of those videos, if they're still on his channel, I don't know. Some of those videos have Fit saying the phrase dedication, acceleration, motivation. Or sorry, dedication, motivation, acceleration. And that's where that came from. That came from Uber Slug Cake. I have no idea why he said that, why Uber Slug Cake adopted that, anything. He said it all the damn time. Just like, for no reason. His bases, when they would inevitably be found, were decorated with that phrase. Either on a sign or written in blocks or something. It was very weird. Again, I knew Uber Slug Cake was running some sort of weird bit. Uber Slug Cake, that's who we're talking about, Zyro. So I don't know. It was weird. Ask me a question and I don't have to answer. Okay. Sorry, I've got a lot of DMs that I'm looking through. Do I know your real name? No, I don't. I'm just going to tell you right now, Gold Moon. No, I do not know your real name. And I don't care to. Keep personal info to yourselves. That's a universal chat rule now. Too many people have trauma dumped or told me shit I don't care to know. I don't need to know. Like, I have to keep people at a bit of an extended, distance away from me. That's just how it is. But yeah, don't tell me your real name. Don't tell me personal info that's like beyond the pale. Like, some things are okay, like if you're facing some sort of problem and maybe you want advice. Although even that can be going overboard very easily. Hey, Worthless, how are you? I said king? No, I said cake. Cringiest Minecraft YouTuber. Is the Diamond Minecart still around? Does he still do shit? Log.zip was pretty bad there for a while. Who else? Who was around from like the old days? Like most of the really old Minecraft YouTubers have either moved on entirely or they've matured a lot and they're not quite the same they used to be. I don't know. Cringiest is Afmao? I don't know Afmao, sorry. I know your real name? Yes, I probably do, but I've also probably forgotten your real name, Poncho Hamster. So I don't really care. Consult a therapist, morons. Damn. Damn. Also, yes, I completely agree. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your personal counselor, your rah-rah go-get-'em cheerleader. You can find that professionally if you look hard enough. He still uploads here and there? Okay. Diamond Minecart does. All right. Someone was going to say, or going around saying it. Oh, I've not seen it. Odds are very good if someone is saying your real life name, just as a heads up to anybody who may be hearing this. If someone says your IRL name and you're on the internet and you don't want anything to come of it, you don't want them to know, you don't want any of that, ignore it. Do not reply. Do not justify it. Do not validate it. If they are saying a name, even that goes for if you're being teased or called a name you don't like ass face or something. Just don't validate it. Don't reply. Ignore them. That is the hardest fucking lesson for anyone to get through their heads. Do not validate the things you do not like hearing. The only exception is, of course, truth. You will never be able to escape the validation of truth. Truth will validate itself. But if someone's messing with you, or if they're You know, if they have information you don't like or whatever, like don't feed them. You know, as the saying goes, don't feed the trolls. That generally means don't give validation to those who are obviously seeking it. But again, people have to kind of be told that, so I don't know. Chase Krugbill, okay. Don't some of his fans call themselves dream sexual? I'm pretty sure that's like a meme. I highly doubt they're that into him. I know Dream has a lot of really out there fans, but like, I'm pretty sure that some of that's ironic. How do you avoid personal questions? Like I said, just ignore it. Dream looks like Quagmire IRL. Oh, shit. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because, like, you could make an argument that looking like a Family Guy character IRL is a huge badge of honor. Like that one Peter Griffin enthusiast who just keeps being Peter Griffin. Like, even in live performances and in appearances, like, he is a living monument to Peter Griffin as a character. It's weird. But he loves doing it. Oh, whoops. But in the case of Dream, if he looks like Quagmire from Family Guy on accident, well, that can't be helped. It was your sister. Oh. Again, you should probably just ignore her. Oh, fuck. Skipped a block. If it's real, then an actual mental disability. Oh. Well. Almost like hearing your problems and helping provide solutions to your problems is the primary job of a therapist, not random people that play Minecraft 24/7. Sadly the truth, Top Hat. Sadly the truth. Dream's IRL face looks like the troll face? Well, now, anybody's IRL face can look like the troll face. That's nothing too special. If you know how to contort your facial muscles, you can do that. I've done that. Yeah, the dream sexual shit. It's not real. It can't be real. It has to be a meme. Irony. What is the name of that internet law where, like, someone will take something seriously if it is said ironically or in jest? Someone will inevitably cross the line and think it is legit. What is the name of that internet law? I know there is one. There's that internet law that says somebody will inevitably compare you to Hitler or call you a Nazi. There's that internet law that says everything bad that can happen will happen. There's the internet law of ironic, self-aware, tongue-in-cheek shit will be taken as legitimate. Somebody will read into it too deeply. That kind of thing. There's probably another internet law along those lines. No, that's not Rule 34. That's if it exists, there's porn of it. That's Rule 34. That's a completely different thing. You cannot avoid Yes, you can avoid personal questions. You can avoid a personal question very easily by saying no comment. Jack, how old are you? No comment. Jack, what's your real name? No comment. It ain't hard. Called racist for saying rap sucks. I mean, I'm terribly sorry the people who think that is so racist, but like, oh yeah, that's probably also a law of the internet. There are always going to be those who see race or something in everything. Anything and everything that has an element to it must therefore be racist. Yeah, that's got to be an internet law by now, or an axiom of the interwebs, or however you care to ascribe it. And we got full weeb. Best anime franchise is Gundam. I don't really have an opinion on Gundam, sorry. Favorite anime is still Cowboy Bebop. Nothing has dethroned Cowboy Bebop. Shit, that's one block too tall. As for the best ever series, like, I guess series, meaning it has to have more than one, entry. Ooh, the Fate series is up there. That's really hard to beat. What else? Greetings, hey Bacchus Gamer. It was very cool to see me on Constantine's player list. Okay, well, good. I'm glad you saw me there. I still play there every now and then. Or just say Pop Bob. Exactly, Ta. Ta knows how to evade personal stuff. Yeah, ignore the question. That's another way to do it. Bam. Shit. Do I like Evangelion? No, I've never seen Evangelion. I saw bits of it when it was on Adult Swim in like the early to mid 2000s. And I didn't get it. Because it goes off into some weird existential directions partway through. And from that moment on, I was just like, whatever, man, I don't give a shit. There are a lot of people who see things like Evangelion and they go like, well, all anime must be this way. No. Evangelion is an acid trip, all its own. Sadly, when you see good anime like Cowboy Bebop or other things of that caliber, it's very easy to trick yourself into believing most are like this. They're not. You have to understand, these are produced predominantly for the enjoyment of the Japanese fan base, who are the #1 customers who buy and, you know, continue the whatever franchise, that sort of thing. 3, 6, 9. Okay, so we're gonna have a middle point. Good. So yeah, like, you gotta understand, there's a huge cultural shift that is not going to necessarily appeal to you, which is ironic as all hell, because Cowboy Bebop didn't do as well in Japan as it did abroad in the West. And like, yeah, that's a real accomplishment, to make an anime in Japan not intending to appeal to the West, but accidentally doing so anyway. It's like the perfect film noir. It really is. Cowboy Bebop is based as all hell. Oh. Bacchus pronunciation is Bacchus, or Q's. His son gave you the player name years ago when he was much younger. Okay. So it's not Bacchus as in the Greek god of wine. Ava is pretentious in some ways, but its messages are pretty well portrayed. Yeah, I guess. Honestly, I don't give a shit. Ava's not for me, and I've just kind of accepted that. Talk about some weird shit. Ultraman is off the wall, just looks like half their monsters. Definitely drugs were involved in the designs. What about Japanese culture? What about mythology and local, customs and sense of design? Why does it have to necessarily involve drugs just because you don't get it, or it's not something you view as normal or expected? Like, I wouldn't assume drugs just because it's, quote, weird. Oh man, those Japanese are so weird. Well, it's because their cultural slant is different from your cultural slant. So when you get that weird cross-section, it comes off as strange, but it's not really that strange. If you know how their culture works, it's not. If you're an outsider, a complete outsider, yeah, it'll be weird to you. But that's just how it is. But I'm sure you would say the same thing about, I don't know, Kazakhstan or Belarus or some other really, 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 really far away country from here, or somewhere in Africa. You wouldn't necessarily get what they're doing. Want to see Ghost in the Shell, but don't have a girlfriend to watch anime with? Just watch Ghost in the Shell. Why do you need a girlfriend to watch anime? Like, isn't 98% of the anime watching fan base girlfriendless to begin with? That didn't stop them. Ghost in the Shell is totally worth watching, by the way. I got to see a lot of standalone complex on the Adult Swim way back in the wind. Because. Is it cuz as in because? Or is it cues? I don't know. Oh, but anyway. Even one Ultraman kaiju design is just Godzilla with circles around the neck. Well, that's the other thing, too. They're trying to be very sort of space, futuristic, E. Not necessarily doing very well out of it, oh well. Zeno versus Saitama. Oh, well, obviously Saitama. If you don't think Saitama can win any and every battle he's involved with, you don't get the character of Saitama. I hate to tell you this, but Saitama is a character that cannot have a superior. Saitama by nature must be superior to all other people in terms of strength. If you think Ava is weird, though, just wait until you watch Serial Experiments Lane. I think the dude who did Lane was trying to, like, send some sort of message. Much like how Anno was trying to send some sort of message with Evangelion. I don't know how well he succeeded, but, you know, something like that. He also went on to do one of my other favorite anime, the guy who did Serial Experiments Lane. He made Haibane Renmei. I watched Haibane Renmei like a year and some change ago. That shit was really good. That's actually a very depressing story. But it's also kind of beautiful in a way. That's a story that's a very sad one. But sadly, all too common. Oh, fuck. Half my health. Because. Okay. When you ask your son what it's spelled, because. Oh, because. Okay. Yeah, he said because. Okay. Because gamer. All right. Yeah, that's true. I don't blame you. Accelerator versus Saitama. Saitama still wins. You missed the point of the character of Saitama. He cannot have a peer. He cannot have an equal. He cannot have a superior. That's the whole point. He is the lonely eagle at the top of the mountain. The whole point of Saitama is that it's lonely at the top. He can't be beaten. He can't be bested. Because if he was, that's... well, that's just not the point. He's meant to have no equal so that... That fuels his character. That's part of his suffering. To give him an equal defeats the point. It's like taking a condom and poking a hole in it. Like there's no value to that. No point. Okay. Let's get some of that. Okay, so got this nice little barbed look going here. I really like that. Well, I could maybe round it out a bit. Have like some of these come out at different angles to where it looks more roundish. I don't know. Saitama versus Saitama. Ooh, now that's an interesting quandary. What do you do if you got two alternate versions of Saitama and stuck them side by side? Who could win in such an exchange? I don't think they could. Did I ever watch Ranma 1/2? Yes, I did, way back in the day. I got very bored with it after the first 2 seasons because it kind of lost its steam. And then it didn't really go anywhere. And I don't ever think it properly ended. At least not with a satisfying conclusion. And then Rumihiko Takahashi went on to make Inuyasha, which was another series that just kind of kept going around and around with no conclusion. And then finally came to a conclusion, only to then be revitalized many years later for no damn reason. And well, here we are. In short, learn to pick an ending and stick to it. Give things their proper due, their proper beginning, ending, and middle. Or beginning, middle, then ending. That's it. In that order. Don't get cutesy and try to do something different. You will not succeed. Okay, I think I want to do stairs on top of this. Oh no, that spider that was following me died. Oh, how pitiful. Jack is like an organ instrument. How so? What does that even mean? I don't follow Charcoal. What is that? An organ instrument. Are you comparing me to an organ, a piano, or a harpsichord? Or are you just trying to insult me? Either way, no. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. You're wrong. Can I fill your DMs with Ultraman kaijus to help prove your point? No. I would prefer you not. Have I watched Monster? Ooh. Now that one's on the list. I've not gotten around to it. I've heard good things about it. Monster, Mushishi, what else? Gunsmith Cats. Just so many anime that are classics nowadays that are just... The list is a mile long. What am I to do? How am I to watch all of these? I don't have all the time in the world. Maybe if I don't know. Honestly, my list of things to watch only ever increases. And at this point, I'm just kind of like, I've resigned myself to it. Oh, I know what I want to do for this layer. I'm going to make more stairs. Stairway to Heaven. Speaking of Stairway to Heaven, I watched JoJo, Stone Ocean. My brother and I wanted to watch Stone Ocean together, but then he got busy and doing other things and going to work and all that is really eating up his schedule. So he's not been able to watch Stone Ocean with me. I've already finished it. And, like, damn, it gets wild. And so I'm kind of wondering, like, I'm sad how Stone Ocean's adaptation was kind of fumbled, but it's still really good. So yeah, before anybody asks, I know about JoJo and all that. I hope they don't fumble Steel Ball Run the same way they did with Stone Ocean. That would suck. JoJo Siwa? Okay. Ash's Pikachu versus Xeno. Xeno very likely comes out on top in that instance. Sorry. Chat says some random stuff, Robert. Yeah, welcome to my world. It's not easy being green. No, it's not easy being a streamer because people are all over the place. It's like herding cats. That's how I feel. Watch 20th Century Boys. Oh man, that's another classic on the list. I've got to find the time or something to just force myself to watch some of these. I would love to. Aside from Minecraft, do I have a top 5 games list? Oh, do I ever. Sadly, most of them are RPGs. Minecraft is like one of the more creatively fulfilling games, but there are a lot of really good stories out there that have driven me. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, Super Mario RPG, which I will be playing tomorrow morning. What's another really good one? Oh, man. Oh, I absolutely love... It's an old dead game now. Oh, Terraria. That's another good one. Obviously, I'm playing Terraria as well. This older game that's, like, nobody's really played it. It's a game called Shadowrun. Shadowrun was an old school pen and paper RPG from like the late 80s, early 90s. And so Shadowrun got an SNES and a Genesis RPG that's sort of pen and paper-esque, like Dungeons and Dragons, but with a cyberpunk dystopia instead of swords and sorcery. And it just absolutely blew me away. The setting, the atmosphere, the care with which things were put in place. Like, it's so good. Highly recommend Shadowrun, but it's a very obscure, very old game. You will not be able to buy it. You must emulate it, etc., etc. A strong anime man versus Gmod eraser tool. Sure, whatever. Yes, I've watched Cowboy Bebop Broke Vulture. I talked about it a little bit a while ago. Probably before you got in. I loved Cowboy Bebop. It's one of my favorite anime of all time. I really need to rip all the DVDs that I've got. I've got the DVD box set from many, many, many years ago of Cowboy Bebop. Ah, fuck, that's not gonna work. And I love it. I absolutely loved it. But it's sadly stuck in DVD format. So I'm going to have to find a way to rip them and then get them onto my hard drive in a manageable format. Oh, god damn it. There we go. Wait. Yeah, okay, it's going the correct direction. See, the problem is this jump boost is making me jump up so high I can't reliably place the stair upside down. Okay. I want to go up to like right there. But oh, that's all upside down staircase, duh. Come on, jump up there. There we go. Feel like I'm trying to do an Olympic high jump of some kind. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to layer the stairs all the way up to about right there. I might raise it up a bit as the little triangle form raises, just to sort of keep the color palette going. Can I guess what your favorite anime is, Gold Moon? Not likely. I wouldn't be very good at it, no. Final Fantasy VI was your favorite too. Well, okay. You played 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, then stopped. Never played Chrono Trigger, but heard nothing but good things about it. Never heard of Shadowrun. Okay. Chrono Trigger is, of course, an amazing game. Shadowrun is a really, really old tabletop RPG. And I'm pretty sure it's a dead tabletop RPG. It has, like... It's not like Dungeons & Dragons, which occasionally gets newer-ish iterations and rule changes and things of that nature. No, Shadowrun is like stuck as it was in like the early 2000s. I think the last rule revision it got was in mid 2010 or mid 2000s, not even the 2010s. So like, no, it's very much a in limbo property, I think. Which is a shame because cyberpunk dystopias are really, really hot these days. So I don't know, maybe it could go somewhere. Depends. I would love to see a proper revival of the series. The only problem is the people who made it were not terribly competent. They made a Kickstarter project that went almost nowhere. Then they got a game made, and then it promptly just sort of fell off. And that was that. Oh my God, Hunter! I have Riz. I guess I don't know. Take him out. He said the R word. I could. Okay. You're right. You're right, Chase. Hold on a second. Let me take him out. Just give me one moment. I've got to set it up here. Yeah, that'll do. It's a little small, but it'll do. Little small. It'll be a tiny PP shooter. Pea shooter, not PP shooter. My bad. You didn't hear me say that. Come on. Hurry up and load, damn it. Okay. Here's the layers. There we go, that'll do. 47. There we go. Save that there. All right. All right, I will do as you say. Let me find it real fast. There we go. I'll take him out. Where is he? Where is the coward? I'll take him out. He's right over here somewhere, right? Where is he, Chase? Show yourself, Hunter. There you are. Bang. 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 Kerpow. Blast. Whoops. There we go. Pow. It's all done. It's all ogre. The threat has been neutralized. All the terrorists have lost. The counter-terrorists win. Game over. What in the world? I don't know. What world are you in, Gold Moon? You're not in my world. That's where you are. Can I nuke.png you? No. Get an AK-47. Yeah, exactly. This cringe. Thank you, Rafe. I try. I think that's part of it, honestly. You're meant to cringe in life. If you don't have at least a little cringe in you, well, dude, that's even more cringe. Right? I mean, that's right up there with saying I don't eat vegetables. And then it turns out you like fried you like potato chips, or you like, I don't know, rice, or you like, something that isn't commonly associated but is actually a vegetable. Although actually rice is a grain. But in the case of the, potato chips, like, I like potato chips, I like fries, but I don't eat vegetables. Well, motherfucker, you do eat a vegetable. Potatoes are vegetables. There you go. Nobody has no cringe. Everybody has at least some small portion of it. And, well, as the Joker says, you may as well give in to it. Wait, did the Joker say that? I don't think he did. I don't know. Fuck if I know, man. Can I nuke Japan? No, that's not possible. Chips are nasty? Oh, Top Hat. How could you say such a cringe statement? You should try eating, I don't know, some sort of, oh, I know. You should try eating Pringles. They're kind of a decent alternative. If regular potato chips aren't your thing. Top Hat banned? What now? Oh, please. He's not going to get banned for not liking chips. That's nothing. Besides, Hunter didn't get banned. He got put in timeout for 300 seconds. I was going to say 369 seconds, but I stopped myself at the last second because I felt that would be just a little too cringe. So yeah, Hunter has been banned, but not really. Oh, shit. Fucking blocks. Fucking blocks about to make me act up. Please, Jack, I must know what mecha anime I have seen. I did see G Gundam way back in the day when it aired on Toonami, and I did actually like G Gundam, but G Gundam was more a hot blood anime instead of an actual mecha. Because mecha is really more for the robotophiles, you know? It's to appease that that part of you that is just like, oh fuck, oh I went in without. Oh well, I guess I'll have to run to the end portal next time. I fell into the portal. Anyway, no, mecha is more for those who like machines and like the beauty of how the machines are drawn and animated. You know what I mean? Mecha is great if you like that sort of thing. That bores me to tears. I don't really care about that. My father is a systems admin and works from home like 90% of the time. And whenever I go back to his room for any reason, you know what he's always watching? He's watching videos on YouTube about stuff like how combine harvesters are maintenanced, how various mechanical bits and bobs are created, and like he's always watching videos on how it's made or other things of that nature. And he just really likes the mechanical, aspect of some things. He likes how it's all put together, and it's very detailed. You know, I find mecha is something that detail-oriented people are really into. And I'm just too artistic and autistic to really get into that. Speaking of autistic, my brother is also unironically autistic and loves trains and cannot get enough of train-related stuff. If there was a train anime, he would be all over that. There aren't any train anime, right? God, I hope not. You're now dead, Spooderman. Oh my god, Hunter. I'm so sorry you're dead. But that is unfortunately an Andrew's issue and not my issue. So, that's how it is. This metal radio station's listening to is so good. Oh, damn. Are you sure they're not just putting on, like, static with a lot of gain or reverb? And just, you think that's metal? Are you sure? Multiple people were telling you what to say in voice chat that night. What night? You were pressured into saying things? Oh, I see. Okay, whatever. We won't talk about that. Earliest anime I saw as a kid. Ooh, that would be Dragon Ball Z. However, it was Dragon Ball Z in the mid-90s, before it caught on over here. Before it really caught on in the West. It was like 97, 98. I was about 8 or 9 years old. I don't remember the exact year. And I was flipping through a station on a Saturday morning to find some sort of cartoons that were going on, and I found one. This is back when I didn't know anime was different from actual cartoons. And so I was like, oh, well, this looks pretty neat. What is this? And it was on UPN. And it was the ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. It was funny enough, like the very beginning of Dragon Ball Z. So I did actually get to see it from the beginning, which was not a luxury most people had. Because back in those days, you were kind of tied to whatever the radio stations play, or the TV stations played. And that was it. Like, you got whatever was on, and you were a slave to the TV guide if you knew how to use it. And so I managed to see the first few episodes of Dragon Ball Z before it was popular. And then literally like 2 months later, Pokemon aired for the very first time. I want to say that was 98, but I don't fully remember. It's somewhere in there. I don't know. So yeah, I ended up getting to see that. And it was cool. And I liked it. It wasn't like bad. And then the first anime that I realized was not like everything else was Sailor Moon. Because Sailor Moon also came out around that same time and was also beginning to get popular. And then I was like, wait, this is not normal cartoon shit like what we had been getting, you know. And that's about the time that I realized that anime was different. Different from cartoons, I mean. And from that moment on, I was hooked. And then I believe not long after that, Toonami started up in earnest. And Toonami had, like, tons of good shit on there. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z got popular off the back of Toonami. It played shows like Ronin Warriors, Yu Yu Hakusho. What else came on at that time? Oh, the G Gundam. The dub of G Gundam came up about that time. I remember that. What else came on? Just so many things. Hunter x Hunter. No, I never saw Hunter x Hunter. And I remember hearing a lot about how its manga was constantly on hiatus. And I was like, I'll wait for Hunter x Hunter to finish. And same for One Piece. I'm going to wait for it to finish because I've had far too much trouble with Berserk. Berserk starts and stops, and I get it. I know why, but I can't take that. Like, I can't do that. I want a story. I want to start it and carry it on until it's over. I don't want to just sit there and wait and get an episode or get an installment and then wait and then get an installment and then wait and no. I want to go and I want to just go from start to finish. I feel like I get a better sense of the work that way. You grew up in the 70s, 80s. Damn, dude. Your first anime experience was a little known, played on HBO in the early 80s, called Thunderbirds, 2086. Huh. Okay. Thunderbirds. Yeah, the late 80s, early 90s is when anime started getting really, like, it was being taken notice of. And so you saw a lot of really odd niche anime get brought over here. Mecha obviously was one of the big genres that was invested in. Voltron, that was an anime. Voltron was like everybody's introduction to like a lot of mecha, Super Sentai type stuff. I don't know if that sort of thing, like well wait, no, they did do a remake of Voltron, didn't they? Didn't they? I don't remember. Oh well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's when Gear 5 is coming. I have no idea what that is. Hunter x Hunter's on hiatus more than Berserk. Oh, I know. I'm well aware. I do actually keep my ear to the ground about stuff like that. And it scares me because I'm like, I want that to finish. Because the same guy who drew and wrote Yu Yu Hakusho, which is one of my favorite shonen anime, obviously he is writing Hunter x Hunter as we speak. And I know he's had hip and back problems and all things of that nature. And that really does get in the way of you doing anything, because if you got to sit at a desk, a hip or back injury or stress or things of that nature is just like, it's super untenable. It really is. Full Metal Alchemist. Yes, I watched that Setsuno. I loved Full Metal Alchemist. Both the 2003 and the Brotherhood versions. Full Metal was so damn good. Oh. I kind of like the atmosphere of 2003 better. And then obviously some of the stylistic choices that they made in 2003. Like having, souls go through the gate and they go to another world, as opposed to it just being, I don't know, nebulousness. I like there being a sort of an inadvertent payoff. But also the ending to Brotherhood, and then obviously the ending to the manga as a whole, was very satisfying. Like, it stopped in a good place. It got to where it needed to be. It wasn't so terrible as to just keep going and keep going. And I'm happy for that. I really am. Big Brother Edward. Yeah. I really wish Ed... Well, actually, didn't Ed end up growing? And he looks like so much like his father by the end. Because he was only, what, like 16, 17? Like, Hohenheim was a big, imposing man. Like, it's only natural his children would grow to reflect that, you know? But yeah, interesting. Based opinion. Well, thank you, Rafe. Iron Man. I don't know if they ever made an Iron Man anything. There was, funny enough, speaking of like cape shit, there was a Batman anime in like 2008 that was actually really good and was dubbed by he was in Batman the Animated Series. What was the name of that guy? He recently passed away. He had this really, really, really iconic voice. Like, I recognized him immediately in any cartoon or anything he was in was immediately recognizable. But yeah, he dubbed Batman in that Batman anime from like 2008. It was right around the time Dark Knight came out. Batman Fever. Oh, that was such a good time. I liked Batman. Batman was actually a decent cape shit. Well, what the hell? Somehow I never knew Voltron was an anime. I thought it was the same type as G1 Transformers. G1 Transformers is also technically an anime. In New England, most of our houses are still heated by a fire. Oh, well, yeah, that's because they're centuries old in some cases. Older style central heating and all that. You have like a little boiler room or whatever And that's how you would get air conditioning or heating in your house. All right, Jack, do you think envy is meant to resemble a female or a male? Envy is meant to be androgynous because envy could not become human. Probably because envy didn't know what to be. Envy also hated humans. And so I think envy was intentionally ambiguous to try to like mess with others. To not necessarily conform, to confuse people. Simply because envy didn't like humans, so any method by which envy could fuck with people was good enough. That's the read that I got off of envy. Lust, of course, utilized, lust to achieve her ends. Things of that nature. I was actually surprised when I watched Brotherhood for the first time that lust bit the dust so early in the series. Like, lust dies so quick into the story. And lust was a perpetual problem in the 2003 anime. She was just everywhere. And lust never got dealt with until, like, the very end. And I was like, well, yeah, obviously lust is one of the main antagonists. They're not going to kill her off right now. And then Mustang just kills her. And I'm like, oh, shit. This story goes completely off the rails now. And Barry the Chopper becomes a friend. And I was just like, really? Huh. Okay. Cool. Very interesting stylistic differences. But hey, that's kind of why I guess people like one or the other. But I guess I'm one of those few Full Metal fans that can appreciate both versions for what they are. Fuck, I haven't seen Full Metal in almost 10 years. I need to rewatch Brotherhood. It's been ages. You're -20, you burn through it all. Yeah, exactly. Like northwest, or northeast, excuse me. The northeast and the northwest. You guys all get frozen to death in the winter. Like, even now, I'm sure it's absolutely bitterly cold, and it's April. We just had, like, a light rain and a cold front come through, so it's chilled off here. But it was in the 80s the day before yesterday. Like, it's really spring here in Mississippi. And I'm ready for it. I cannot stand the winter. Fuck that cold shit. 110 in the summer. Well, that's because of the humidity. But yeah, I get it. Like, you get really extreme weather bits. Like, it's cold in the winter, and then it's sweltering hot in summer. Andrew equals Bateman. Cute. Very cute. Oh, I should play through The Legend of Vox Machina a shot. It's a very good cartoon from a few years ago. Okay. Legend of Vox Machina. American adult animated fantasy television series produced by Metapigeon. Based on the first campaign of the Dungeons and Dragons web series Critical Role. Okay. Matthew Mercer. Liam O'Brien. Holy shit. Sam Riegel. Wow. Okay. Laura Bailey's in this. Damn. I recognize all of these names. Huh. Okay. Yeah, if it's a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I love that. One of my favorite anime is called Slayers. It's called The Slayers. And it's also based off of a Dungeons and Dragons campaign that the creators, did in, like, college, I want to say. Because in the 80s, when they were in college, or 70s or 80s, D&D not only started in the West in the 70s, but, like, by the 80s, D&D had migrated to Japan. So there were a lot of differing nerd groups that gotten their hands on D&D for the very first time. And they were all over that, even in Japan, because it was Western, it was exotic, it was different. Much like how Eastern things are exotic and, different here. Same idea, just in reverse. And so a lot of Dungeons and Dragons campaigns ended up inspiring some anime, like Record of Lodos War. That's another D&D campaign that got turned into an anime. Shut up, phone. And it ended up being really, really, really good. Like, there's this really cool Metroidvania called Record of Lodoss War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. And that's, of course, that's a fan game that got elevated to a level of much higher standing. But yeah, like that was essentially, a D&D campaign in a Metroidvania. That shit's awesome. I plan on playing that game eventually. Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth. But yeah, you get the idea. One time I went to bed, it was 70 degrees. The next day, it was -10. Jesus Christ, Chase. I feel so bad for you, man. Mustang obliterated her. Yeah, that was awesome. One of the few moments of like unadulterated badass in Brotherhood. I found Brotherhood toned everybody down so much more. Like Scar. Scar was a perpetual threat. Lust, she was a perpetual threat in the 2003 version. And they just kind of, I don't know, stopped being threats after a time. They're just like thrown aside. I don't know. It's strange. But, I mean, it's just a tone choice, stylistic choice, something like that. Jack has that Batman voice. Kevin Conroy, that was it. Thank you, Top Hat. I knew you would know. I was secretly hoping you would answer. But yeah, Kevin Conroy dubbed the Batman anime from 2008. Really, 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 really good. Highly recommend it. It's basically Batman the Animated Series, but in a different style. But it's the same stuff. Come to think of it, that's another one I've not rewatched in a long time. When will he figure out we can't see what he's typing in chat anymore? Oh. Well, apparently right now, Ta. I'm so sorry. Fuck. Let me fix that. There, you should be able to now. I'm so sorry. I am sometimes not able to realize that things on screen have changed. Because I just see Minecraft in-game. I forget that streams are laden with extra things that don't necessarily contribute. So yeah, The Slayers and Record of Lodoss War. Really good anime, by the way. I highly recommend you watch them. If you're into that. We love Space Balk. Thank you, Robert Dobkins. I love it too. But I have to give myself a little bit longer of a break. Scar in Brotherhood in the manga was executed perfectly, where you first think of him as one of the main villains for a short while, then he becomes an ally. Yeah, he has that heel face turn. But in the 2003 version, which for the longest time was the only version I ever saw, he ends up being purely a villain. He never gets any sort of redemption. He just dies because he gets, used up and tossed aside, and that's the end of him. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the tone set, or the setting, sorry, that's the expectation setting for Scar. I have no reason to assume any different. And then I watched the Brotherhood adaptation many, many years later, and there we go. Different person entirely, just about. But I'm happy that Scar got a better ending, and actually was an interesting, more well-balanced character than just evil guy doing evil things because my brother was crazy or some shit. Oh well. Oh yeah, the glasses. I moved back. Don't worry about it. Rip Top. Oh. Batman the Animated Series. Yeah. What about it? Oh, Bateman. Speaking of Final Fantasy VI, what made it my favorite over the others? Like 7, 8, 9, and so on. Oh boy. 6 has the most well-rounded narrative out of all the Final Fantasies. The thing about Final Fantasy VI in particular is that everybody who worked on it worked on the previous 5. Okay? But they were in the positions they were in up until 7. So Final Fantasy 1, everybody is sort of like cobbled together to make this game. and the company's about to go under. Squaresoft is going to go out of business, and they create Final Fantasy because it was literally their final fantasy. They were not going to have another game because they were going to go bankrupt. And so they make their Final Fantasy, their swan song, and it sells like hotcakes, and it literally revitalizes Square. And so Squaresoft is like, okay, well, we got to make another one. And so everybody just reassumed their positions. And they're like, well, we got to make another one. So they make Final Fantasy 2 and then 3 and then 4. And they're like, well, the hardware is changing. We better change with the times. But everybody retained their position. The scenario writers, the script writer, the battle programmers, the artists, all of them. Everybody was in the same position from Final Fantasies 1 to 6. They were mostly in those exact same positions all throughout development. And so by the time we get to Final Fantasy 6, everyone is in their position for so long, they are a master of their craft. It's been almost like 10 years by this time. Final Fantasy 1 came out in 87, Final Fantasy 6 came out in 94. So that's like just shy of 10 years. It's like 7 or 8 years, somewhere in there. And they are masters of their craft by the time we get to Final Fantasy 6. The reasons, even though 7 is beloved, and yeah, 7 is getting that really high-end remake and all that, which Final Fantasy 6 deserves to have as well. Even though that is the case, by the time we get to Final Fantasy 7, the jobs and everybody's weight and positions in the company have now changed. There are people who are in charge of things and are doing things that were not previously their job. And you can kind of tell they're still good at it, but they're not quite maximized. You know what I mean? And it's not until Final Fantasies 9 and 10 where we begin to see that once again, everybody is more or less competent. They've been doing the same job, more or less, for many more years by this point. And so Final Fantasies 9 and 10 are really, really, really well polished and really good. And yeah, those tend to rise above. So 6 is the best simply because everybody was at their peak. They were at their peak in the positions they had known more or less throughout their entire time at Squaresoft. They knew how to be a well-oiled machine, and even to this day, Final Fantasy VI holds up. It is one of the most well-rounded narratives I can think of. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It has one of the most memorable villains of all time. It has the nerve to dabble in things that you really don't dabble in. Thematically, they just don't do these things anymore, and it sucks. It's a more mature story than being on the Super Nintendo would lend you to believe. Of course, it was also censored when it was brought over here, but you know, that's how it goes. But yeah, it knew how to be a moving story. And I would really, really love to see a Final Fantasy VII remake, level remake of Final Fantasy VI. But I highly doubt we'll get that. Who knows? I'm actually not against Final Fantasy VII. I like the original. I don't like 7 Remake, but not for how it looks. I love 7 Remake's aesthetic. I hate what it has become. It is not a remake. It is a remastering. It is a redesigning. It's a reimagining. It's not a remake. It's a completely different beast wearing the skin of Final Fantasy VII. And that's just not the same. And well, what can you do? Aerith doesn't die. Who knows, honestly? The story's not over. I think they're going to kill her off at the very, very, very end. But it could also be that they just straight up don't kill her off. In which case, you know, spineless. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past Square Enix to not kill off Aerith this time. I wouldn't put it past them. They've changed so much about the story now. They've changed the stakes. They've changed everybody's view of how things are supposed to go. Like, no, they're going to go in a completely different direction. 2003 Full Metal Alchemist was different to the manga due to it coming out faster than the manga. Yeah, I know. I'm well aware of how anime production schedules have to change. But, that's how it is. There's a shack in your town where George Washington fired cannons. Cool. Is it a national landmark? It sounds like it might just be. I thought that was the purpose of the avatar, to censor the chat on servers. A little bit. Now it's just for eye candy. Swan song, not swear song. A swan song is your final song, your final chance, your one last try kind of thing. Kafka? No, it's not Kafka. Kafka was a philosopher. Kefka. Kefka the nihilist. The nihilistic clown. Really good villain, by the way. Absolute sheer, complete evil. Final Fantasy VI is the villain named Kefka. Yes. Yeah, that's 6. Who do y'all think is the best villains ever? Ooh, best villain ever. Oh, God, that's so hard to answer. Honestly, Joker from Dark Knight. Joker from Dark Knight was one of the best villains I've ever seen. There may be a better villain than him out there somewhere. I don't know. I've yet to see them. Whoever, wherever, whenever. Yeah, Joker from The Dark Knight. You don't know his true motivations other than he wants to cause chaos. He too is a nihilistic clown. You can't take him seriously, but you have to because he's dangerous as all hell. He's not above doing anything. Money doesn't mean a thing to him. And villains for whom money means very little are usually some of the worst in the world. Because that means there's nothing stopping them. They cannot be stopped, short of death. You gotta break their arms and legs or kill them. And even then, you can't predict them. You don't know what they're thinking. You have no idea what their true aims are beyond chaos. Like, it's really hard to wrap your arms around a person like that. Because who are they even really? And they did the smart idea of not giving the Joker a defined backstory. They got one of the best actors of the age to play him. You know, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. All that. They knocked it out of the park. Other than that, I don't know, man. The only reason Kefka doesn't quite measure up is that Kefka doesn't... Like, Kefka wins to a large degree, whereas the Joker doesn't win. But it implies that there will be this eternal cat and mouse game between him and Batman. Whereas Kefka manages to blow up most of the world and cause Armageddon like he wanted. But that he is ultimately defeated, and he might even be forgotten one day. And I don't know that I'll ever forget the Joker from Dark Knight. Because the Joker from Dark Knight was never killed off. He was always left as a what if. He's lurking. He's, he's an element you'd always have to concern yourself with. He'll always be a threat. Because Batman could never kill him. And that makes him a more compelling antagonist. You always have to worry about him getting out. You can never rehabilitate him. He can never be allowed to walk free. And yeah, Kefka would by and large be the same thing, except Kefka was ultimately dealt with. And so that's kind of where the Joker and Kefka fall apart. The Joker will be a perpetual threat, but Kefka is gone. He's done. By the end of Final Fantasy VI, Kefka's dead. And that's the end of it. And the characters never really dwell on him after that. That's very much the end of it. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with dealing with your bad guy, not letting him linger like a bad odor, like Sephiroth. But, well, that's how it is. Anton Chigurh. I don't know who that is. Oh, Jared 2013 is the best villain. Funny, Bezo. Very funny. You're amusing. Hey, M11, how are you? Johann is like an ultra-nihilistic interpretation of the Joker. He's a fascinating character. Okay. Johann Liebherr from Monster. Ah, yes, you talked about Monster earlier. I've got to watch that. Okay. Well, yeah. Characters like that are almost always compelling, if nothing else. The Vile Eye does an amazing analysis video. Oh, well, then I gotta avoid it until I've seen Monster. I don't want to spoil myself. Lady Agnes from Mojang. Fuck you, Poncho Hamster. Lady Agnes isn't the villain we all needed. She isn't the villain we deserve. She just happens to be a villain. Actually, in some ways, those chaotic ones are the most predictable. Banality of evil, in another sense. They are like griefers. They'll just do for whatever hurts the most without them getting caught. That's true. I don't know. Depends. Megatron done right is a goat. Yes, Megatron is actually a really good, really compelling villain. I like Beast Wars Megatron the most, but I've heard the Optimus, or not, what is it? Megatron, or Transformers Prime, my bad. The Transformers Prime Megatron is also really goated too. I've heard good things about them. So, yeah. Griffith. Yes, Griffith from Berserk. Griffith will likely be one of the most memorable villains in all of fiction for a very long, long, long time. Still waiting to see if Berserk wraps up with Griffith's death or not. It's usually the villains that manage to pull off their plot, whatever their evil plot happens to be. Those tend to be the ones that are the most memorable slash beloved? Behated? I don't know. Kevin Spacey in 7. Ah. Well, you know what else? Kevin Spacey is also a really good villain in real life, too, from what I understand. Kevin Spacey has a bit of a track record of being a little villainous IRL. But we won't worry about that. Jared 2013 was raised by 2BGT. I know, right? Name a better villainy. Name a better source of villainy in one's life. It's not Megatron, it's Obamatron. Very funny, Chase. Did ever you watch The Maze Runner? No, I don't. I have not seen or read Maze Runner. Transformers Prime Megatron is tied for the best Megatron. Okay. Cool. Cool. Chris Chan. No, Chris Chan was not from 4chan, but funny anyway. Very amusing, Poncho. Very amusing. Thanos from Infinity War. Yeah. I saw Vile Eye's episode on Thanos and how he was basically a mass murdering dictator. Just he thought a little too highly of himself. But whatever, he gets fucked. He gets wrecked, his shit gets undone, and that's the end of him. But yeah, like I said, the villains who manage to somewhat get away with their dastardly deeds, they tend to be the more memorable. The ones you go, oh man, remember so-and-so and how they did such and such. And yeah, they are definitely a problem. Okay. Let me see if I can get this pattern going right. There we go. Ah. No, son of a bitch. Oh, this is a good tune for rain. Oh my god. Place properly. There we go. second I say that, what happens? Okay, I want to do up to here. So it's 2 more. I need a solid block to place against. Shit. Okay, there we go. Anyway, Darth Vader, he's one of the more imposing villains in cinematic history. I wouldn't say he's the best. He's actually quite one note. Whereas there are better villains than Darth Vader. Watch as Jack tries to slap upside down stairs for 4 hours straight. God, no, I'm not going for 4 hours. In fact, I'm probably going to end the stream very shortly. Voldemort, no. Voldemort is also very one note. You guys need to know what a good villain is versus a bad villain. Voldemort very much comes off as, I'm the villain because I need to be the villain, because nobody else is the villain in this story, so I have to be the villain. He's just literally a racist. Like, that's not compelling. Whereas people like Griffith or Kefka or the Joker or whoever else, they've got a greater aim. Purity or whatever they view as, you know, that. That really ain't it. Okay, maybe I should do 3 stacks at a time. I think I can do that. If I could get on my belly and crawl like a snake, I could do 4 blocks at a time, because your reach will extend down that far. If you're on your belly, you can reach 4 blocks down below you. It's pretty useful for building. Palpatine versus Yoda was an okay fight. I mean, it was entertaining for what it was. Not the most compelling, but, you know, it was entertaining. And really, that's all there really is to take away from the Star Wars prequels. It was entertaining, but not compelling or terribly, you know, dynamic. Also, it doesn't help that we know that Yoda will go to Dagobah. We know Emperor Palpatine will win and become the evil emperor. We know that, you know, everybody has to go into hiding. Like, we know how it ends, effectively. So that kind of kneecaps the Emperor versus Yoda fight, simply because you know how it has to go. We've already seen episode 4. It's not... That's not new. That's not special. Whereas, if we do ever get another Guts versus Griffith fight, who's to say what direction that fight may go in? We have no idea what to expect from that yet. So yeah, no, the prequels are very much kneecapped by them being prequels. Meaning, it's a prequel because the sequel already exists. At least with a sequel to something, you can't really know how it'll go. But with a prequel, you pretty well know how it has to go. Prequels are very hard to do right. They're very difficult to make compelling and interesting because you kind of already know that the status quo has to be set up. Because otherwise, well, it doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. Your birthday has been nice, Gold Moon. Good to hear. Good to hear. Voldemort got that goofy nose. Yeah. Don't like how Yoda ran away from the fight. Well, he had to. His priorities changed, and, well, that was kind of the end of it. Such is life, you know? You can't always do what you want to do and just keep doing it. Sometimes things get in the way. Okay. Let's take a step back here and see how things have shaped up. Most powerful Jedi to ever live, and Palpatine is the most powerful Sith, and it should have been a longer fight. Maybe. Just because you're powerful and you've met your match does not automatically mean you're going to, be able to do a fight for hours and hours and hours. Like, that's actually not how the real world works. Like, Usain Bolt, fastest man alive right now. Can Usain Bolt run for hours and hours and hours? Can Usain Bolt, I don't know, go for a week? I didn't think so. And thus, that's life. That's how it is for us humans. We've actually only got so much stamina. But, well, that's okay. All right, let me get a screeny here. Screenshot. Okay. Got the start of something good here, I imagine. All right. Well, thank you all so much for coming out and watching me. I really appreciate y'all coming and giving me a moment of your time. How many decades have I worked on this? Only for about a year. It's not a decade yet. Have you even seen my hardcore-based Linipede? I don't think you have. Let me give you a... What the hell? Oh, I turned the light... No? What did I turn on just now? Flight. Oh, fuck me. Did not mean to turn that on. So yeah, this is the base I've gotten cobbled together thus far. It's impressive, I'd like to think. I don't know that it'll ever approach Space Valk 3 levels, because Space Valkyria 3 is my magnum opus, hands down. But, like, I don't want this base to be crap, I want it to be amazing. It's one of the better works of art I've made in the last year or so, at least I'd like to think. I don't know. We'll see. I only started this in late 2021. So for about a year and 3 months, not a bad effort. Not a bad little effort. And obviously we got the giant triangular pit down here. Good night. Yes, good night, Rafe. So yeah, it's all worked out quite well, I'd like to think. So yes, thank y'all so much for giving me a moment of your time. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening. I will catch y'all tomorrow morning for Freeform Friday. Super Mario RPG. Be there or be a shape that is not ideal. Preferably not square. But who knows. See you on Constantium because, thank you. Hey, 6 Silverstones. See you there too. Hey. All right. Y'all have a good evening. Goodbye.